Mulatu Astatke. Welcome to the Kulturport Lounge here at the Elbjazz Festival. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Well, I've been, in Germany, in different places, but Hamburg is the first time I've been. And it's sunny, beautiful. Atmosphere is so great, man. I enjoy it, man. I enjoy it. Yeah.
It's funny because we were walking past, it's in the background, Juan de Marcos Gonzalez and his Afro-Cuban All-Stars, and we were saying that was actually some of your roots, so to speak. You were one of the first Ethiopian musicians to kind of be educated outside of Ethiopia. You went to London, you went to New York, and
exactly.
And Berklee. You were the first African student at Berklee.
Exactly.
And you just told me you just got, what happened some weeks ago at Berklee?
Really was so beautiful. Like I was in 1958 at Berklee, makes me the first African to get in. But now after, let's say 42 years, 43 years, I got my PhD from Berklee last week, which is so beautiful. As I told you, not for Mulatu only, but this is a great respect for Africa. And I really thank Berklee for that. Really, it's great. Now I'm Dr. Mulatu, my friend.
Well, to me, you were the professor anyway. Because your Ethio-Jazz, to a lot of people, meant so much. The music you made in the late, from 69 to the mid-70s was even, well, we'll get to that movie, I forget the name. No, I don't, but we'll get to that later.
Yes.
But I know I was in California in the 90s and people were telling me about this Ethiopic series, the CD series, and said, Volume 4, you really have to get Volume 4, and it's the most amazing music is on there. It's Ethio-Jazz. And I was like, what is Ethio-Jazz? I'd never heard of it before. How would you explain Ethio-Jazz?
I mean, Ethio-Jazz was created before Ethiopics. Like it's now, we are celebrating the 42nd years of Ethio-Jazz. I did an album in New York called Afro-Latin Soul, Volume 1 and 2, and another one called Mulatu of Ethiopia. So that's when and where Ethio-Jazz created. And it was so interesting to create that Ethio-Jazz because this happened after I left Berklee. And I remember the teacher always telling me, not me only, to the kids all, he used to tell us, be yourself. Every morning he tell us, be yourself. So that was always ringing to my head, always thinking about it. So when I was studying, especially when we were doing research works on different composers, could be Count Basie, could be Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington,
yes.
You were
exactly.
Played with
But you see, when kids used to be maybe love to sound like them, they used to like them or something, but since I have this idea, always be yourself, I always wanted to be myself. I just do the analyzing and not trying to exactly like they were doing. I always loved changing things around. So I went to New York. That's where I created the Ethio-Jazz. And I had a group called the Ethiopian Quintet in New York. Yeah, then Ethiopia came after that, after many years. But we used to play on televisions, I used to play a lot of upstage concerts, we used to play weddings, all kind of things in America. And that's how the Ethio-Jazz culture came out. And Ethiopics came out after many years, but that helps also for the European audience.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And here we are now, and this music has really become big, like in France, in Germany, everywhere in Sweden, Denmark, all they play Ethio-Jazz. Groups playing Ethio-Jazz.
Yeah.
And really very interesting, really developing, so great, so nice.
What did you think when you were approached about your music being used on the soundtrack to Broken Flowers? How did that work out?
I was actually playing in New York at a place called the Winter Garden. I was playing with this big band, Ethio-Jazz, you know, big band. So in my hotel, a lady called me and said, well, you know, I'm the executive secretary of Jim Jarmusch. Said, we love to come to your concert tonight. And she said, we're really looking forward to see you and talk. You know, I said, I don't know who Jim Jarmusch was. I said, yeah, okay, please just, you know, come over. And we'll have fun. You just come, you know. And then after the concert, Jim came over to my dressing room. We met and we talked. He came with his crews and everybody. And he said, listen, Mulatu, he said, there's some music I want to use on my film. I think he said, I found it quite interesting. He said, I've been a fan of your music for about 6 years. Oh, I said, okay. I said, great. Use it and let me know. You know. So we shook hands, and he was a really very interesting, very creative person, you know, and we talked. And that's how it happened. Then after a few months, he sent me the contract for Universal. We're going to do this and this and that, you know. And that's how it happened. You know. That's how it really happened. It was very interesting.
Did you have any idea? When did you see the movie and what did you think?
Well, I was, you know, I travel a lot. But somehow I ended up in New York. And the lady, the executive, she set up a place for me to see, where they're having a small of a cinema place, a small place. So I saw it in there, and I found it so interesting, so nice, very creative, you know. And he said, because of the music, he has to create somebody, an Ethiopian guy, you know, there's an African-American guy in there. So he said that's how he created for the music. So, okay. And really, I mean, it was very interesting, you know. And also so great for Ethiopia as well. Serious, you know. It was promoting it, and I enjoyed the music with the scene and everything. And it's so beautiful. Yeah. It's so beautiful.
And it's so beautiful that you record new music. I mean, your latest record was Mulatu Steps Ahead, right?
No. Exactly. Yeah, that's Steps Ahead.
Steps Ahead.
Yeah.
What did I say?
No, you're correct, because I was confusing with my Mulatu of Ethiopia.
Okay.
Back 42 years ago, man. Yeah.
What are you working on now? Is there a new record in the works?
Yeah, I'm working on a fantastic city. This is a beautiful city, this one. And in fact, I'm going back to London tomorrow. I'm mixing one or two things from a new city in London now. It's very interesting. It's very beautiful. I'm using a lot of Ethiopian cultural musical instruments.
Okay.
I'm using an instrument from West Africa as well. So I don't know, but we haven't decided. I want to call this city maybe Connecting Africa, because I'm using a lot of material from east and west, north and south. It's very, very interesting city.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to sound really good.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, we did the background all done, you know. It's just something to put on top. Yeah.
I mean, you are already connecting Africa and the world, because, I mean, if I looked at your band, I saw Byron Wallen was playing in your band, right? I mean...
Oh yeah, Byron's playing with me.
So...
Yeah. And, you know, there's James, the great guys, James in there, you know. And we have a great player called Alex, and Tom on the drum. I'm a percussionist. It's a beautiful combination.
Wow, I can't wait to hear it, and
please,
I'm really glad.
Please come over. It's a beautiful combination. I think we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you for your time, sir. Thanks so much.